You will sit there for months on end, waiting for anything to resolve, waiting for the interstate compact people to do whatever they need to do. You now stand charged with another burglary of a motor vehicle. So they now have you on 2 charges of burglary of a motor vehicle. I'm telling you that I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my public. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how young you are. You go out there, you start acting a fool. It's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? I just set someone's bond now at nearly $30,000 because they're out there running amok. Don't do it. I'm going to test you 50 days from today. If I find that you continue to use, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? We need to do probable cause on the new B&B because we haven't done it. So do you mind? On the new case,
Is that failure to ID?
no. So there is a failure to ID. There's one BMV, and I guess later on in the day goes out and allegedly has another BMV.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
On April 7th, 2025, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a burglary call in Harris County, Texas, and met with the complaining witness, who stated that around 6 a.m. he heard his car alarm going off and observed 2 males wearing all black making entry into his vehicle. Another law enforcement officer that was dispatched to that location observed 2 males matching the description in the same area, and the defendant had complaining witness's key fob on his person that was in the middle console of the vehicle. I believe when they broke it.
So that's how they put him, because he's got someone else's key fob.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Then he was identified by movable AFIS.
I think I need to get attached to that third one.
We'll attach you to it now. Yeah. So do you want to file I guess another one because he has a new case?
Your
The
Honor.
one in Fort 16?
Yeah. Or I guess we need to get it over here. You want to do a transfer? Okay. Yeah. You
I
want to?
was gonna say, on mine, it was still showing.
Yes. I don't want you out in the middle of the night. I'm going to put a monitor on your ankle so I know where you are at all times. I don't want you to have any contact with the complaining witnesses in this case, and I don't want you to go anywhere where they live. You pick up a fourth case, I'm going to go haywire. Do you understand? What are you doing with yourself these days?
Nah, I'm gonna finish school and I'll think about joining military.
Not while you have all these cases open. Did you not get enough sleep last night?
Not really.
While these cases are open, you must either have a job or get back into school full time. When you have too much time on your hands, you become self-destructive. And the days of you just sitting doing nothing are not going to happen. I'm bringing you back in 2 weeks, and I want to see what you have done to get a job. If you have done nothing, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand?
That's fine.
Do you have an ID? Okay, I want you to start going applying for as many jobs as you can, or you get back into school. While these cases are open, military is not going to take you. I don't think if that's something that you want to go do, that would be great because that would give you great structure, which you probably really need. I mean, the military would be a fantastic idea for you that would really, could potentially put you on a career path that could just lead you to the clouds, really. What you're doing now, you're charged with 2 counts of burglary. You know what that'll do to your career? Who hires burglars? No. You think you won't even get financial aid with that kind of stuff? Really, it will hose your whole career. So, for now, you must either get a full-time job, start looking into going back into school, but you doing nothing, it's not going to happen. Do you understand? All right, so what we'll do is we'll bring him back in 2 weeks. We'll see what he's done. I'm going to test you 50 days. Don't use. And I'm giving you a curfew of 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you're out past curfew, I will revoke all of your bonds. They're going to go high. Okay, thanks. All right, take care, Mr. Bullock.
Your phone on tape.
Orion McQueen.
Yes,
Yeah, I have one.
And then he's got it.
Mr. McQueen, you're charged with indecent assault. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. On April 4th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer was dispatched to a sexual assault call and made contact with the complaining witness, who stated that her and the defendant, her stepfather, were on their way home. The defendant began talking about the CW's boyfriend and then stated he wishes that she was his so he could, and this is quoting directly, Your Honor,
Say it.
taste her, fuck her, and that her innocence draws him towards her. Once inside the residence, the defendant came up from behind the complaining witness, wrapped his arms around her, and proceeded to kiss and lick the side of the complaining witness's neck. The complaining witness attempted to get away from the defendant, but the defendant restrained her until they fell to the floor, and the complaining witness was able to break free, run to her room, and lock the door. The complaining witness is 19 years old.
Mr. McQueen, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. I'm now issuing what's called a magistrate's order of emergency protection. This is a court order that identifies her as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you violate this court order, the state can and probably will file a violation of protective order, and that is the capital murder of misdemeanors. Don't pick up a violation of protective order.
Yes, sir.
You're ordered not to have any contact and not to be in possession of weapons. Okay. Okay, so now we need to talk about a bond. Guys, what say you?
Your Honor, due to the nature of the case and the defendant's criminal history, there's a stable request of a $5,000 bond. You said.
What, was that 5,000, Judge? 5,000 is fine, Judge.
Okay, I'm gonna set your bond per agreement of the parties at $5,000. Do you have a bonding company here now?
We do.
Okay, I'll allow you to walk out with your bonding company. Do not pick up any new cases. Do not, he has 2 prior AFMs. One of them against the same complaining witness. Can you please let me know?
Yes, Your Honor, if I can just have a moment.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh.
No, I know. He wants to make sure it's not.
I don't know if, I see
It's
2
not-
AFMs.
not the
I'm
same
just not,
I don't believe it is the same person, Your Honor, from what I have,
It's my baby.
agent case.
Yeah. Like 10 years ago.
It is not the same complaining witness, Your Honor.
okay. So we'll set your bond at like I said, at 5,000. Don't pick up any new cases. Don't do anything to violate the conditions of this bond. Otherwise, it's not gonna go well for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All I want is my community safe. I'm gonna do everything in my power to protect it. So we'll have you now, reset or no?
Are they posting their own bond?
Yeah,
Then we don't.
yeah, we're not gonna do a reset at this time because what'll happen is he'll get a 7-day, we can't essentially. So once he goes posts bond, you will get a 7-day setting. Just reach out to Victoria, email, and then we can give you a further date so you just don't have to come back in a week.
Thank you, Judge.
We'll have him sign all his conditions. Now, do not leave until you sign your conditions, and after that, we'll let you go. And then we'll let him go with the bonding company.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, thanks, guys. All right. So do you mind filing the MOAB and the conditions, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
And an NCIC bond.
Is that okay? Okay, just check. Probably around the 180 mark, I think it was.
Of course. I don't have a problem with it. Yeah. You have to be very, very careful. You know, here in our court, we do the fugitive cases. So I handle all the cases here where someone gets arrested in Harris County for an open warrant they may have in any other state, Wyoming, Delaware, California, Oklahoma. If you have a warrant that originates in another state and you're arrested here in Harris County, I handle all those cases. One of the cases that is most difficult and frustrating to deal with are the interstate compact cases. Because, and she's shaking her head over there because it really is, she's our fugitive prosecutor. Because if you do something to violate conditions where they have to issue an interstate compact warrant and you end up in jail, you will sit there for months on end waiting for anything to resolve, waiting for the interstate compact people to do whatever they need to do to resolve cases. So if you are getting on this deferred upstairs, which is a very serious deferred, right? And you violate conditions and they have to issue a warrant, you could be months upon months sitting in jail. So the only thing I'm trying to tell you is take it seriously. Don't take it as a joke. Everything is done on timing, so you got to do stuff on time. Don't take off. It's the worst thing that you could possibly do when you're on a deferred. Just do what you're supposed to do, and everything ends up well. When you don't, on these interstate compact cases, it's a complete nightmare. You want Monday?
Yeah, please.
Absolutely.
Thank
Okay, so we'll push you off Monday and then we'll see you. Okay. We're good?
Yeah, I didn't see the note from the.
So, because I thought that they're still together.
I don't think about the fire or any of that stuff, Your Honor, so I think.
Right, that's because there was a fire, he was going to help her or something like that, and so that's why the new case is.
Yes, I'm aware about that part. I had contact with her, I think a few days before, John did, and I didn't see John's note, so my apologies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can just write this one, Judge, and I'll make copies, because I'm gonna have to paper file.
So, do it on this one or?
You can do it on this one.
So, look. Is this a film?
We can do that, but I know that this will only last for 61 days. After 61 days, they're not going to follow this. That's how so, I mean, we can keep it though.
But I've still got it on the other.
If you have it on the bond conditions,
Yeah, I've got them on.
You can sign on this one as well.
Miss Wright,
And I'll give them.
Right, Your Honor.
good morning. How's it going?
Well, I wanted to approach and, I know the DAs have kind of moved around. Let me get my case number. My phone just did something silly. It's Andy.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna have a translator interpret, so please keep quiet. Okay, Ms. Kuja, thank you for coming. Will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear to interpret word for word what transpires here?
I swear.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Asalkini, you are charged with assault of a family member.
مرحبا أستاذ السكين. أنت هنا اليوم بتهمة الاعتداء على أحد أفراد الأسرة.
Your case is old at 227 days.
ملفك قديم هو 267 يوم.
It appears that you have worked out a plea bargain agreement that you wish to accept.
حضرتك اتفقت على يعني إدانة اللي يعني ناقشت إدانة واتفقت عليها. حابب تتفق على هذه الإدانة؟ Yes.
Due to the age of the case, I'm giving you 2 weeks to complete this class.
بما إنه الملف قديم راح أعطي حضرتك أسبوعين من شان تخلص الحصص.
If it is not complete, your case will be set for trial.
إذا ما تم انتهاء أو استكفاء الحصص بأسبوعين فراح أرسل ملفك للمحاكمة.
Okay, so we'll give you whatever date you want, and then we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Happy
Good luck, sir.
holidays.
Thank you, so.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Ms. Kuja. You're
You're-
excused.
Thank you. Have a great
Thank
day.
you. Good morning, Mr. Mendoza. Sir, you're charged with 2 cases with us. You were charged with assault of a family member. You're now also charged with failure to identify oneself to a peace officer while being a fugitive from justice. That allegation kicks it up to a Class A, so you're also facing a year in jail and/or a $4,000 fine. This case the assault is a year old. I have no idea what is going on with it, so I'm gonna have you refresh my memory real quick. What happened, please?
On the AFM?
Please. On all three.
So on the AFM, which is the original charge, on April 6, 2024, officers spoke with the complainant witness who stated she was involved in a physical altercation with the defendant after the defendant became upset with her over food and struck her several times with a closed fist in the nose and mouth, causing her pain and visible injury. Officer observed the complainant witness to have a swollen bottom lip with a small laceration, and she was holding a bloody towel that she used for her nose. Defendant was identified by his Texas driver's license, and the defendant and the complainant witness have been in a dating relationship for 8 years. So that's the oldest AFM. Do you want me to do the felony?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
So on the felony, on June 4th, 2024, officer responded to a disturbance call and spoke with the complaining witness. Complaining witness stated the husband threw her on the wall after she called his mom to complain of his behavior. Complaining witness said she had a protective.
Shh. I didn't hear any of it.
Officer, on June 4th, 2024, officer responded to a disturbance call and spoke with the complainant witness. Complainant witness stated that her husband threw her against the wall after she called his mom to complain of his behavior. And then she stated that she had a protective order against the defendant. And then the failed to ID. On April 11th, 2025, officer dispatched to an unknown disturbance call for service. Officers arrived on scene, knocked on the door. Officers observed a male come to the door, but quickly move out of the way, not wanting to answer the door. Officers observed the defendant walking out of the door, stating that he was only having a verbal argument with his wife.
So
Officers-
now a new fight and that's what brings the cops to the house?
I believe so. Officer spoke to the female on scene. Officer stated the female was not answering questions due to not wanting to get the defendant in trouble. Officer observed the name and date of birth the defendant provided to officers were not coming through a TCIC search. Officers advised the defendant that if he does not have proper name and date of birth, he'll be charged with failure to identify. The defendant then confessed and provided his real name and date of birth. The defendant stated he did not want to go to jail for a warrant that he had. And then the officer observed that he had a felony and misdemeanor warrant.
The reason I'm trying to, you speak English, right?
Yes, sir.
The reason I'm trying to figure what's going on is because she's asking me to give you a PR bond, but
Yeah.
we've given you bond after bond after bond. You've been in flight status for about nearly a year. And now when the cops come to try to talk to you, you try to evade again. You know what I mean? Are we just going to continue to give you chance after chance? You continue to you just don't give a shice about bond conditions, man. Really? I mean, I get it that he may have not signed it or whatnot, but you can't just be out of sight, out of mind for an entire year and expect good things to happen. I mean, really, we've given you PR bond after PR bond. It would just, at some point, I have to say when, so that we mean business. There's no more revolving doors, really.
Your Honor, the original AFM, it looks like they did do a RIP call. The complainant advised that the reason that she had a bloody nose is because she does drugs and was doing cocaine. He did have the PR bond. The VPO was a 2D warrant, so he wasn't given bond and didn't come on that one.
Yeah, but he had a warrant out for both. Apparently knew about them. So I'm
Well,
not.
it didn't say that he knew about the felony warrant,
Well, I don't know,
He had
but
a warrant out.
but you can't make believe that he knew.
I mean, I can, if you want a bond reduction, I'm willing to give you a bond reduction. I'm not going to give you another PR bond, dude. Really, I'm just, no more PR bonds. And you've got these cases out. Just, you can't out of sight, out of mind. And the only reason you're here now is because you got into another damn argument. So, Mr. Mendoza, I am now issuing another protective order on this case. And I want you to understand that the Texas Constitution does not allow me, but in extremely limited circumstances, to have a hearing to hold someone at zero bond. This is now one of those cases. If you continue to violate protective orders, we can have a hearing to hold you at no bond. Do you understand? I don't want you to have contact with this person. No means no. Doesn't mean, please, baby, get me out of jail. every phone call is recorded. Take note when you're making phone calls. Every phone call is recorded. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm not asking for much. All I want are my streets to be safe. And if you can,
Yes, sir.
just don't have any contact, don't have any weapons, and that's it.
Sir.
If you want a bond reduction, I'm happy to give it to you, but I'm not going to just continue to give homeboy PR bond after PR bond after PR bond. Just not, you know.
Would the court be willing to reduce the bonds to $1,000?
I'll cut it in half. So on the assault, 2,500. I'm going to leave the failure to ID as is, but I'm telling you now, I don't know if you're going to get out, but if you do, there is a residential restriction. You cannot go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
No alcohol, no illegal drugs. You will be randomly tested. No contact and no weapons. Do you mind? All I need you to do is file the MOA because we'll have him, pre-trial is going to, make sure that you're in compliance. All right, Mr. Mendoza. So what we'll do is the felony case is set for June. So what we'll do is, I don't like to set the people for more than 30 days so you just don't get forgotten about. We can set you for 30 days, come back, and then, go from there. Okay? All right.
Maybe.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks. All right, so theft of property, identity theft times 10.
Yes.
Fraudulent use of a debit card, 60,000 to 250,000. Wow. And he's on deferred for burglary of a habitation.
That I believe he just took.
Yeah,
Oh,
he just,
Yeah,
And he wasn't aware that he had a hold whenever he took that offer.
Good morning, Mr. Bond. Good morning. Shh. So the reason I'm bringing you out now is you need to make a decision on what you would like to do. You are wanted out of the state of Tennessee, specifically the county of Rutherford, for theft of property, 60,000 to 250,000, identity theft times 10, fraudulent use of a debit card from 60,000 to 250,000. You're wanted for those whole host of charges. There are two things that you can do. Well, specifically three things. So they want you. You can either waive extradition. If you waive extradition, we give Tennessee 14 days to come get you. If they don't come get you within the 14 days, Harris County releases you. If that happens, that warrant will always remain in effect. And it will always remain in effect until you go back to Tennessee and take care of it. The problem is if you don't, at some point, it's going to hose you because you just entered into a deferred upstairs on a Berg hab. So if you are in the middle of your deferred upstairs and then all of a sudden you get taken there and you spend 2 years there, you're going to get hosed on this probation here. So the idea is that you try to take care of everything now while you're still have the understanding of upstairs. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
The other thing that you can do is you're going to request a bond, but I don't know if I'm going to give you a bond. The other thing is you can fight extradition by saying, hey, it's not me. They got the wrong person. So what I can do is I can, put you back now, have you talk to the lawyer that we've appointed you to see what you want to do. Okay? Do you have any questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I guess let me know what you want to do and go from there. Yeah? Okay. Thanks.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks.
Judge, we're having Mendoza sign it.
Okay. You need me to sign it? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
What are the candidates? Nah, it's hard.
How old are you, Mr. Pullard?
21.
Okay. Are you here with anyone today? What, do you have the cause number for the credit fund?
Yes, Your Honor. Sorry, so. The cause number, Your Honor, is going to 255-9110. and 2559112.
They're disposed.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor, that's correct. Both those cases have been dismissed.
Okay. Mr. Pullard, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. On April 7, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, officers a theft shoplifting call and an off-duty officer who had detained the defendant and a co-defendant. The off-duty officer was informed by mall security that the co-defendant had stolen merchandise from Zoomies and passed all points of sale and ran out of the store. The co-defendant then ran to a car in the parking lot where the defendant and another individual were located. He blocked in the vehicle and were able to detain the defendant and the co-defendant. Officers found a handgun in the glove compartment of the vehicle. Defendant stated the handgun belonged to him, and the officers observed a strong odor of marijuana.
The officers what?
Observed the strong odor of marijuana.
Okay.
The defendant did state he had weed or marijuana in his pocket. The officers retrieved a bag of a leafy green substance from the defendant's pocket.
So he's a passenger though, right? Or was he the driver?
I believe he was the driver. Let me make sure that's correct, Your Honor. He was in the driver's seat. That's correct.
Mr. Pullard, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. Can you run his license, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
What do you do in life these days, sir?
I just finished electrician school out in Port Arthur. I just
Great.
recently moved back to Houston.
Did you get your license or no?
Only thing I have from there, the school was like a OSHA 10 certification, but and basic training of electrician, but it's more classes I have to take to
Get on it, doggone it. What are you waiting for? You know?
It's just a lot. I had a lot of family issues going on with like moving back and forth from Houston and Beaumont. Where I was staying at in Beaumont, our house, during the storm, it messed up, but I was only staying out there because of the school. But now our house is getting repaired.
Are you living here in Houston now? Okay. I'm going to appoint your lawyer today, Mr. Pollard. I don't want you to get in any more trouble, and I don't want you to use. You're not to be in possession of weapons. I'm going to test you 50 days from today. If I find that you're using, it's not going to go well for you. You understand? I don't want you hanging out with the co-defendant in this case as well. You know, you're on a fast track to nowhere. You have the opportunity to get a really good job. Electricians can make, a killing if you do it well and you get on it young while you're now. But I'm telling you, this is not a good way to start. Do you understand? So I'm bringing you back in 2 weeks, and I want to see what you have done to further your electrician career. Get back into school, so you can get your license. Do you understand?
Your Honor, his driver's license is eligible.
Great. You may drive as long as you have liability insurance as well. You cannot drive unless you have car insurance. You understand? I'm making that a condition of your bond as well. Okay, so to test in 50 days, no alcohol, no illegal drugs, and back in 2 weeks to see what he's done for school or work. Okay? All right, I'm going to appoint your lawyer today. You're going to sign a receipt with Victoria. You'll meet with Anthony for pretrial services, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box. Please.
This way. Judge, counsel is approaching for page 20. Santa Fania.
Yeah. Are you doing a plea?
No, this is an arraignment, but I also have a plea.
Santimanes?
Is an arraignment.
109 days old.
Yes, apparently, we just got hard on this case. Apparently, he was supposed to come to his first setting, but he tells me he couldn't get a ride, so he didn't come. So here we are. He posted a new bond. So it's as though we're starting over. So I just need to look at the discovery, and then we'll go from there, Judge. It's a .076 expired.
Mr. Santimanes, you are charged with driving while intoxicated. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Judge, on December 27, 2024, a law enforcement officer was dispatched to Clear Street and Allenville Road to back up an officer on a traffic stop. Law enforcement officer had stopped the defendant's motor vehicle for expired registration and loud noise and vibration. The law enforcement officer made contact with the defendant, the driver, and the law enforcement officer observed the defendant spraying cologne over his body several times. He also observed the odor of an alcoholic beverage, red watery eyes, slurred speech, and the defendant stated that he was drinking alcohol at an unspecified time with some friends at a trailer park. The defendant's girlfriend requested they meet, which is why he was crying. The defendant consumed 3 bottles of 12-ounce Modelo beer approximately 1 hour prior to the law enforcement officer's contact. Sterile spray tests were administered, and the officer observed 4 to 6 on the HGN, 4 to 8 on the walking turn, 4 to 4 on one leg stand. And while administering the HGN, the defendant had a distinct side-to-side sway. During
You
the
say
walk-
side to side sway?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
During the walking turn, the defendant used his arms for balance for the entire test and hopped to maintain balance for approximately 10 seconds. The defendant consented to a breath test and to .076 and .073.
Okay, Mr. Santibanez, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. Any prior to DBIs? Does he have a license?
He does not, Your Honor.
No prior to DWIs and his license is still.
Okay, as long as you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name, you may continue to drive. I am ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using alcohol or illegal drugs, it will not go well for you. I will put you in jail. I don't know what your immigration status is, but if you're not in this country with permission and you go to jail and immigration finds you, they can put an immigration detainer on you and you will be stuck like Chuck in there until this case is over with, and then you get shipped off to immigration. Do you understand?
Yes.
So your case is now 109 days old. We don't set cases very long after for trial, so get ready. Do you understand? Okay.
Yes.
I'll have you sign a recess with Victoria. After that, we'll have you meet with Pritchall, and then you're good to go. Thanks, Marcus.
Thank you, Judge. And then for my plea, you want me to wait?
That was the last arraignment, Judge.
No, okay.
Let's do it. And then I think, Jesse, you have one too. We'll get to hit you.
It's Chirinos, Chirinos. May I call him up?
Chirinos, come up. Actually, Jesse, let's do both of yours. Why not? Yeah. We might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
This is William Hernandez.
Okay?
I need a consent.
Okay. Gentlemen, this way. Both of them?
Yeah.
Okay, both of them.
Okay, one at a time. Hernandez Quinteros.
The test results from yesterday. This tested yesterday and going for the day. It is 2534. 7. All right, the same.
La señorita aquí para interpretar
Both are true first, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
interesará si tienes las consecuencias.
Both of you are charged with criminal cases. You're charged with driving while intoxicated. Both of you have breaths over 0.15. That makes it now a Class A misdemeanor. You are facing a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. Both of you have negotiated plea bargain agreements for essentially slaps on the wrist. After today, each of you will be facing 90 days in jail for any other DWIs that you pick up. And I will tell you now, if you're ever in a car, you get pulled over, first thing officers do is they look at your record. If they see that you have prior DWIs and they go up to your window and they smell alcohol or dope, it's probably not going to go well for either of you. So if I were you, I would never get into a car and drive, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, because you're taking a huge risk, especially if you're not in this country with permission. Do each of you understand?
Yes, sir.
Minimum of 90 days in jail from now on. No more slaps on the wrist. Both of you give up a lot of rights by entering into these agreements. You're pleading guilty to these charges. They will go on your record. They will be there forever. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. Both of you give up the right to appeal as well, meaning that once you plead guilty, there's no changing. Do each of you understand?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Is this what you want to do?
Can I say?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How do you, each of you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated?
Sí, es culpable, señor.
Guilty, sir. Guilty,
I
sir.
want you to understand that everybody makes mistakes. When you continue to make mistakes, when you endanger other people's lives, that's when we really come down hard on you. There is a $4,500 surcharge that would normally apply with these types of cases. I understand that mistakes happen, and I will take it off of you now. But if you make another mistake and you pick up another DWI, a second DWI, it's a surcharge of $6,000. And if you don't pay it, every $100 you owe, you sit 1 day in jail. Not to mention the minimum 90-day sentence that there is. So get a clue. If you want to drink 32 beers, 52 shots of tequila, take an Uber or find another way to get around. Do you understand?
Sí, entiendo.
Sí, señor.
I'm
Yes,
going to
sir.
suspend both of your ability to drive for 90 days. Do not drive. Otherwise, you will be back here. Mr. Chirinos, I'm going to sentence you to 6 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 2 days that you have done. Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to sentence you to 3 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 1 day that you have done. Good luck to you, gentlemen. Thank you, guys.
Vamos.
Sure. Hi. Okay, who's your guy?
Fuentes Lobo, and I got the contract now. They sent the contract this morning. Yeah.
So we'll give you 2 to 2.5 weeks.
Okay, appreciate it.
If it's not done by that point, I'm going to bring this person back day for day until they get it
I
done.
told them.
Good.
Okay.
Thanks. Have fun.
Council for reset?
Hey, come on up.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes. City.
How are you?
Hi.
Mr. Guillermo Gonzalez.
Dallas?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're here for an update on the DWI PTI. We just received the contract. We're gonna be discussing it,
Okay.
signing it, and then I'll be sending it to the DA's office.
So you still have to get the interlock and pay the DA fee, right?
No, I just received the contract. Sitting there, received the contract. So we're gonna be discussing it, signing it, notarizing it, and then I'll be sending it to the DA's office so that they can.
we need
Yeah, we,
time for the
yes,
interlock.
exactly.
Right, okay,
Yeah,
so we'll
well,
give you 2 weeks.
he'll be signing a no driving affidavit because he doesn't have a driver's license, so
Okay.
he'll get the portable device or the scan, whatever they
Yeah,
decide.
yeah, okay, we'll give you a couple weeks. Okay,
Yes,
thanks, Sylvia.
please, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Blaze, so are y'all going next door now? Are you?
Yeah, we got a panel coming down now, Your Honor, so.
Maybe it'll cave, you never
I
know.
don't know when, you know how that goes, but.
Yeah, well, good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
Alright, we can still do. And then